coconut.
This is J.G. Hertzler, General Martok on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and you are listening to the biggest little show this side of the Alpha Quadrant. It's the Trek Geeks podcast with Bill Smith and Dan Davidson.
From Podfleet Command, it's the biggest little show this side of the Alpha Quadrant, your independent Star Trek podcast. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Trek Geeks. I'm your co-host, Bill Smith. We have a great episode on tap for you today. It's episode number 144. I'm very excited to do this. Anytime I can subject my partner to hell, I'm very happy to do it. And speaking of hell, he's my co-host, Dan Davidson. And Dan, it's as hot as hell up here in my home studio. So I'm looking forward to you answering these questions tonight.
Good. Sweat. No, it's, you know what? We haven't done it for a while. I know you love these. I sometimes love these. And since I'm going to be away enjoying some nice weather and some nice beverage at my side over the course of the next several days, I figured why not just give you what you want? Give us a Trek Geeks, give us a Stump the Geek. Here we are.
Here we are. It's a mountain you have climbed so many times, and, well, every now and then you reign victorious, and today we're going to see how you do, buddy. It's Stump the Geek. It's a fan favorite. People love to hear how you do on these things, and let's just say it's, I don't know how devious it is, but you are going to use that tiny pea brain of yours quite a bit.
Very tiny. Very, very tiny. But I store all the important Star Trek stuff in the space that is allotted to me. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
And once you use that 64K of RAM, you're pretty much done.
And dial it up with my 9600 baud modem, baby. Sorry.
Dan, the other thing you can dial up is the contact information, and tell those listening how they might be able to get in touch with us with their trivia questions or their congratulations for your performance tonight in Stump the Geek.
That's really wishful thinking, but it's very easy to get in touch with us, Bill. As you know, head right on over to trekgeeks.com/contact, and you'll find a whole bunch of ways that you can get in touch with us. You can leave us a voicemail, you can Skype chat us, you can fill out the contact form and type out a friendly little message, and bring up Star Trek. We want to talk Star Trek with you. And also, don't forget, you can click on the big blue button on the right side of the website and leave us a voice message using SpeakPipe. And as always, we would really like it if you head right on over to our official Facebook group, Camp Kittimer. There's some great things going on over there, as always, with Star Trek talk and picks and polls and contests and two freaky weird guys doing lip syncs every week for you, just for your viewing pleasure. It's very easy to join the group. You'll also get early access to the Trek Geeks podcast by being a member. Head right on over to facebook.com/groups/Camp Kittimer. And one of our wonderful admins, Heather, Jackie, or Dan, will let you right in to join in on all the fun. It's so simple to become a member of Camp Kittimer. But please remember that any comments or messages that you leave us in any of these places may be used in a future episode, Bill.
You sounded like my Waze directions.
I will take that as a compliment.
Or borderline C-3PO. I just,
wow.
And you know how much I hate C-3PO. So, okay. Well, Dan, we've put this off for far too long. The time has come. It is the pinnacle of nerdery. It looms before Star Trek fandom like Mount Everest. One geek will attempt to summit that peak once again in the ultimate test of Trek geek knowledge as we play another round of Stump the Geek.
Blah, 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 blah.
Let's remind everybody of the rules. Dan is going to answer 5 trivia questions and a bonus, but he can't use any reference material. So that means no books, no websites, no notes, no diagrams, no nothing. He has to rely on the information stored in his very small brain to answer these questions. I will give him a random amount of associated points, and it's very important that the questions cannot include planets or star dates. That's the one really big rule we've agreed to, because planets get kind of hard to remember and star dates are just all over the map. So those are really the only rules for Stump the Geek.
I think planets are all over the map too when you think about it.
Let me read the questions.
Okay.
All righty. Hey-o. So Dan, we are going to, before we get into Stump the Geek, do you have any final words?
Nope, not that I can say during the podcast because we keep it family friendly.
Oh, excellent. Well, in that case, Dan, let's get you started with question 1. Dan, in the Star Trek Voyager episode, Real Life. Now, before I read the rest of the question, I should tell you this is for 79,001 points.
Oh, okay. Great.
There's that arbitrary point value.
That's fantastic.
Shut your face. In the Star Trek Voyager episode Real Life, how does the Doctor's daughter sustain her ultimately fatal injury?
So, is that the one where he has a holographic family? That's kind of a weird one.
It is. Not one of my favorite episodes.
No, it's not great. I could say cascade failure like Lol, but that obviously is not going to be the right one. And it could be
that's not correct.
And it's not that the Klingon friends of the brother came in and stabbed her with a batleth. I know that that's not it either. So
probably not.
I'm 0 for 2 there. I really am not sure. This is not an episode that I've seen very many times. Can you tell me the daughter's name? Well, is that too much of a hint?
I would have had to have looked that up and written it down for this question. It wasn't material to the question, so I didn't include it.
If I remember correctly, she always liked to do things that the Doctor Dad didn't want her to do. And I remember when I first saw it, I think there was an interesting flashback to another sport. What's the sport that they played on Deep Space Nine? It was kind of like racquetball, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't that. It was Oh, shoot. It's the sport that Riker and the father played. Hold on. It's Parisi squares. That's what I'm going with. Parisi squares.
That is correct, sir. Although that's not the sport that Will and Kyle Riker play on board the Enterprise.
Oh, that's right.
It's Ambujitsu.
Ambujitsu. Yes.
Yes, that is 100% true. Dan, that is absolutely fantastic. Yes, the Doctor's daughter is injured in a Parisi Squares competition.
You know what's kind of funny is that I got the wrong sport from the episode, but I got the right sport for the question.
I'm really stunned that you followed it straight through. That was pretty awesome. And the daughter's name is Belle, by the way.
Thank you. I think it here comes the weekly H&I plug. I haven't watched H&I in a long time, but I think that was one of the final things that I watched before we moved to New Hampshire was that episode.
Wow, no wonder you got the hell out of Maine. I kid, everybody in Maine. We love you, your vacation land. Dan's a Mainer, he understands. So Dan, you have 79,001 points, and that means you move on to question 2, buddy.
Question 2.
This is for 3 million.
Whoa.
And 6 points.
Okay.
I know. Well, I want to make the math easy for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dan, question 2. We're going to talk a little TNG here, something I know is a little more of a comfort zone for you.
It is, yes.
So, Dan, in the episode Remember Me from Star Trek The Next Generation.
I love that episode.
Oh, fantastic episode. There's nothing wrong. If there's nothing wrong with me, something must be wrong with the universe. But plenty is wrong with you, Dan. But in the episode Remember Me, what was the name of Beverly Crusher's mentor?
Dr. Dalen Quace.
That is correct, sir.
Ding, ding.
3,000,006 points. How do you feel about that?
I feel good, and I got to say, as soon as you said the episode Remember Me, I'm like, please ask for the doctor's name. Please ask for the doctor's name.
So, Dan, you're sitting pretty with 3,079,007 points.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Junior.
Penny. We named the dog Indiana. Welcome to the Rock.
Oh boy!
We could do a whole episode just of Sean Connery impersonations. Damn you, Trebek!
I was just going to do a line. I was just going to do a line of The Rock, but it would have been inappropriate.
Yeah. I love the scene of The Rock where he's in the shower saying, if you're going to San Francisco.
I take pleasure in gutting you.
Yeah. So we press on.
Okay.
Dan, so you're 2 questions in. You're 2 for 2, buddy. So you're doing great. We're on to question 3. Question 3 is for 48 points.
Not 47?
No, it's one better than 47. It's 48.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I thought you'd appreciate that.
I like it. Yeah.
Well, Dan, we'll see if you like this. In Tomorrow is Yesterday from the original series, what was the call sign of Captain John Christopher's F-104?
That's going to be a big old blanker for me. Something 4. I'm not going to get it, but I know it. I'm pretty sure it ends in a 4. So I'm gonna have to pass. I don't want to keep people waiting too long for an answer. But I want to say Blue Jean 4, but I know that's not correct.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
You are so very close, though.
I know.
It's Blue Jay 4.
Oh my God, Blue Jean. Yeah, duh.
If you know your 5-year mission and the Tomorrow is Yesterday song, and they've got it right in the beginning verse of the song, and it's one of my favorite 5-year mission songs. So it's the only reason why I remember it so squarely.
It's only 48 points.
It's only 48 points, Dan. You're still at 3,079,007.
That's why I don't want to get any better, because I just want you to say that all night.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
So Dan, here we are, question 4. We're moving right through these, buddy. I'm amazed that you're able to do this so expertly. So for 4 million points. Only because I want to do simple math now. In the film Star Trek Into Darkness, what type of device did Spock detonate inside the volcano on Nibiru?
That's a good question.
I can hear Shashank from Politrex shouting the answer at the top of his lungs wherever he's at right now.
Yeah, it's not tricobalt.
Nope.
No, I know it's not
Different
that.
episode.
Yeah, I know. It's a was it a cold fusion bomb?
That is correct.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not sure, but since you filled it in for me, I'll go with that. I knew it was a couple different pieces to it.
Great, buddy. Great.
And it's kind of cool that it's cold fusion because it makes the volcano cold.
Well, it turns everything into instant rock.
Rock.
The rock at the cellular level. We should have subtitled this episode Stump the Geek, The Rock, or Welcome to the Rock. That would have been great.
That's awesome.
So, Dan, you got 4 million points for pulling that answer out of your cold fusion.
That wasn't too bad.
And you have 7,079,007 points.
Oh, don't change the last digits.
Don't change the last digits, Dan.
Wow,
Dan. So we're going to do something different for question 5.
Okay. What?
Yeah, I'm going to let you pick the point value you want question 5 to be.
24.
24. Excellent.
24 points.
24 points. And Dan, with that said, we're headed back to Star Trek The Next Generation. Another fantastic episode. Dan, what species was the alien masquerading as the non-existent Commander Kieran McDuff? Do you remember? This is the episode Conundrum.
What alien species was he?
Yes, what alien species was the alien, or what species was the alien masquerading as the non-existent Commander Kieran McDuff? Because remember, Kieran McDuff didn't exist.
Right. Yeah, remember the first officer question in the last Stump the Geek? That everybody was like, well, what about McDuff? But it wasn't McDuff.
Well, exactly. He's not the guy.
He's a funny named alien. I remember that. Oh my God, what was that?
So you're saying he's a Davidson?
What?
Oh, you're welcome.
Not a Saturn? Was that the right episode? Oh, I don't know if that's the right one or not. Is it, the Lycians were who they were at war against, supposedly. So it's not a Lycian.
Right.
I'm gonna say a Saturn. I don't know if that's the right one.
I'm gonna give that to you. Pronunciation aside, the Satarans.
Satarans, okay. I think Picard calls them a Saturn or something like that.
Satarran. That's how I'm choosing to pronounce it at this point.
I'm pretty sure that's how Picard says it.
Dan, don't you wish you'd wagered more than 24 points? I mean, you get a cooler number for it to end in. I get it.
Well, 24 is my wife's birthday and our anniversary day, so I go with 24. So no matter how many points it is, it's still special.
Well, now your score ends in 31, like Section 31.
Oh my God! Didn't even plan that.
Mind blown. Yeah, that's right. 7,079,031. So, Dan, that ends the first round of Stump the Geek, buddy. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's 9/11, and we're flying through this here today.
It's actually only 8/11, but congratulations.
8/11, thank you, yes.
And he's not good with time either, folks.
Nope.
So, Dan, this means, of course, you move into the double or nothing bonus round. Now, you remember what some of these have been like. When you hear the phrase double or nothing bonus, how do you feel?
I want to punch you.
Wow.
Yeah, right in the throat. Adam's apple, crushed. That's gone. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. I have nothing there.
Buddy? Either that or a big old hug, one or the other. I'm not really sure. It'll be a last second decision, I can tell you that.
Well, Dan, you may enjoy this one. So you have 7,079,031 points, which means you're wagering that much. Right. If you get this bonus, you will have 14,158,062 points. If you don't, you will have nothing. Here we go. Dan, I know for a fact that one of your favorite actors in the Star Trek universe is the incomparable Jeffrey Combs. It's safe to say that everything he's been in Trek and everything else is just fantastic. He's a wonderful talent. Wouldn't you agree?
I absolutely agree. He's awesome.
Well, Dan, name 6 unique and different characters played by Jeffrey Combs throughout Star Trek.
Okay. Well, we have
Clones
Shran.
Do not count.
Damn, that one hurt. All right, so I'm gonna go with Shran. I will go with Wayoon, of course.
That's 2.
I will go with Brunt.
3.
Go with Pank.
4.
Krem, I think was his name
5.
on Enterprise. Oh God.
5.
He was also without makeup in. He was one of the cops in Far Beyond the Stars.
What was that character's name?
Oh God, I'm not sure what his name was, but he was also. He also showed up as himself as just a guy in the bar in the finale of Deep Space Nine.
That is 6.
Oh yes! Hold on, I gotta think of his name. Was it Sullivan?
And you mean in Far Beyond the Stars?
Yeah.
Let me run down the list for you.
Okay.
Of course, he played Wayoon. He played 9 different iterations of Wayoon, either as holograms or as a founder or as various clones of Wayoon himself.
Nice.
So 9 separate iterations. He also played Tyron in Deep Space Nine's Meridian. He's the guy who's trying to buy the holosuite program of Major Kira from Quark.
Yep.
Of course, he was Brunt FCA. Pank, Krem, Shran, unnamed holosuite guest. And finally, in DS9's Far Beyond the Stars, he was Kevin Mulcahy.
Okay. I got it.
And of course, those answers are straight from Memory Alpha.
Excellent.
So, Dan, you did it, buddy. 14,158,062 points. How do you feel?
I feel awesome. Hey, I only missed one, and that's okay. I missed it only by a couple of letters when you think about it. Blue Jean, Blue Jay. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, that's good because we're not done.
Oh, jeez. I'm done.
No, actually, you're not, Dan. So, Dan, we're going to now enter the super bonus.
Great.
Where you could leave with 10 times the point total you have, or nothing.
Can I choose to just take what I have and leave, like they do on other game shows?
That's really never an option here.
All right.
Because nobody gets out alive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, if you hated the double or nothing bonus, you're going to hate the super bonus.
Yay.
Because you're really going to have to call on some great matter. So, Dan, here we go. Dan, name the crew members aboard the Galileo in the Galileo 7.
From TOS, obviously.
No,
Spock.
from Babylon 5.
Be quiet. Spock.
Yes.
Scotty.
Yes.
McCoy.
Yes.
Boma.
That's correct.
The girl, the guy who died was Gaetano, I think that's the one who died. And Latimer were the two guys.
Gaetano and Latimer are correct. Latimer dies.
Who were the? Oh, it was Latimer who died. Okay. Okay. How many do I have so far? 1, 2,
6
3.
out of 7.
So it's the girl, and she was a yeoman, and it was yeoman Mars. No, it's not Mars. That's too easy. I'm gonna go. It's yeoman Mears, who fell off the chair in the funniest moment in Star Trek history ever.
Oh, dude, you got all 7. Spock, Scotty, McCoy, Boma, Gaetano, Mears, and Latimer, who of course didn't survive the episode.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I watched that episode Saturday night. And I had no idea you were choosing this. I got to lay that right out there. I just happened to be flipping through and I decided to watch it. I didn't get all the way through, but I watched most of it.
Dan, this I think is probably your highest point total in Stump the Geek history.
I think so.
141,580,620.
I'm loving that. I love that. And you know what else I love?
What's
I love
that?
the remastered version of Galileo 7 is fantastic. It's one of those ones that really stands out.
We've talked before about how, some of the episodes take on a cinematic quality with those new special effects. And definitely Galileo 7 is one of them. When the shuttle, oxidizes the fuel.
Yes.
It looks so much better than it did in the 60s because they can make it look better,
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm psyched.
Well, Dan, what a great way to start your vacation. You, of course, by the time this drops, you're going to be by a lake with a drink in your hand, enjoying the sun and the beautiful weather. And I'm going to be sweltering back here at home. So enjoy it, buddy.
Well, what is it? Kismet? What is it called? You have to subject me to these questions. So, it only seems fitting, I think. Buddy.
Yeah. And you know what else we enjoy? The band 5-Year Mission. They are every ounce of music you hear on the Trek Geeks podcast, with the exception of one track people may have recognized earlier this episode. I'm sure 5-Year Mission could play it, but but Dan, we want everyone to go get their Year 4 album, which is available right now over at 5yearmission.net. So many people have told us that they've discovered 5-Year Mission through this show. Our friend Johnny Staggs went out and bought the CD of Year 1 and put it in and is already, I'm sure, fast on his way to ordering the other CDs. But Dan, we love their music. We want everyone to go get it. It's great stuff.
It is great, great stuff. And it's also great, great stuff because you were just talking about a character in one of the all-time greatest episodes in Star Trek television history. Of course, Jeffrey Combs played him. He didn't have makeup on. It was so great seeing him as Officer Mulcahy in this very special episode, Beyond the Farthest Star. I think it's something that everybody should watch at least once because you get to see people out of their element, and it's pretty good. And I'm going to stop rambling now because I know you're going to say something bad.
I'm not going to say something bad. You said something bad because the episode is actually Fark Beyond the Stars, because Beyond the Farthest Star is in the animated series.
Well, that's why I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I did two things in one.
You know, you won 141 million points, for God's sake. Just say you blew it.
I blew it.
You're honest. I appreciate that. Dan, of course, for more great Star Trek discussion, we want everyone to check out the Tricorder Transmissions online at the tricordertransmissions.com. And of course, for all the news on all the Star Treks, please visit our good friends at treknews.net. For now, this has been episode 144 of the Trek Geeks podcast. We do hope you all live long and prosper.
Coconut drinks at the lake. I'm gonna have some coconut at the lake. I'm gonna sing, and you're gonna be sweltering.
I hate you so much right now.
Coconut.